She was 9 years old. She was on her knees in the dirt. She was picking up coins. A teenager poured lemonade over her head. "Beg harder," he laughed. "Maybe your brother will walk if you cry louder." Her brother screamed from his wheelchair. He was helpless. He was trapped. He was broken. Their father was dead. Their mother worked 3 jobs. The surgery cost $45,000. The jar held $3. But somewhere down the road, 70 motorcycle engines were starting up. 70 men had already heard what happened. And when Hell's Angels ride to help a child, the people who hurt her will learn a lesson. Welcome to Angels of Dust. Before we begin, write in the comments where you're watching from. Click subscribe and watch until the end. Every comment shows us how far Lily's story has traveled. The jar held $3.75. Lily Mae Hartwell counted it 2 times to make sure. 3 old dollar bills, 2 quarters, 2 dimes, 1 nickel. It wasn't enough for anything. But she set up her table anyway. "Lily," her brother called from the porch. "It's 98 degrees. You've been out here since 7 inches the morning. I know, Marcus. Mum's going to be mad at you." Lily grabbed her sign made of cardboard. She put it against the picture. Her writing was messy. The letters were crooked. "Mum's at work," Lily said. "She won't know." Marcus held the wheels of his chair. He was 11 years old. He was thin. He was pale. His legs hadn't moved in 8 months. "This is stupid," he said. "No, it's not, Marcus. The surgery costs $45,000. You're selling lemonade for 50 cents. Then I'll sell 90,000 cups. Marcus opened his mouth. He closed it. He opened it again. "That's not how math works." "I don't care how math works." Lily poured lemonade into a paper cup. Half of it spilled. "I care about you walking again." She walked the cup up to the porch. She pushed it into his hands. "Drink." Marcus looked at the cup. Then he looked at his sister. Her face was red from the heat. Her hair stuck to her face. Her eyes told him not to argue. He drank. "Well?" Lily asked. Marcus made a face. "This is terrible, Lily. This is just sugar with a little lemon." "Is that bad?" "It's terrible. But you're drinking it." Marcus took another drink. His eyes got watery. "Yeah, I am." The first customer came 20 minutes later. Mrs. Patterson walked slowly. Her walking stick tapped on the sidewalk. She was 73 years old. She had lived on Maple Street her whole life. "Well, well." She stopped at the table. "What's this?" "Lemonade, ma'am. 50 cents. Mrs. Patterson read the sign. Her face changed. "How much does the surgery cost, sweetheart?" "Suwan Wu Chen Meiyuan." "Quiet." Mrs. Patterson reached into her purse. She pulled out a $5 bill. "That's too much," Lily said. "Take it." "But..." "Take it, child." Mrs. Patterson put the bill into her hand. "It's not enough. I know it's not nearly enough, but it's what I have." She took her cup and walked away. She didn't look back. Lily stared at the $5 bill. Her hand shook. "Marcus." She ran to the porch. $5. She gave me $5. Marcus took the bill. He turned it over. His throat felt tight. "That's great, Lily. At this rate, we'll have enough in." She stopped. She tried to do the math. "In 9,000 days. Lily's face dropped. "Oh." Marcus gave the bill back. He tried to smile. "But hey, that's $5 more than we had this morning." Lily nodded slowly. Then she turned around and walked back to her table. She would stand there until it got dark. A truck driver came an hour later. He was a big guy. He had a beard. He had tattoos on both arms. He saw her from the gas station. He walked over. "What are you selling, kid?" "Lemonade. 50 cents. He read the sign. He read it again. "What happened to your brother?" Lily's voice went flat. She had said this many times before. "Car accident. 8 months ago. A truck ran a red light. My daddy turned his car to save Marcus." She stopped. "Daddy didn't make it. Marcus can't walk. The driver didn't move for a long time." Then he pulled out a $20 bill. I'll take 3 cups. That's only $1.50. I know. He put the bill in the jar. Keep it. Lily looked confused. Why? He got down to her level. Because I have a daughter your age. And if she ever needed help, I'd hope someone would do the same. He took his cups and walked away. Lily watched him go. $25 in the jar now. Still not enough. But something else was in that jar too. Something you couldn't count. Emma got home at 11:30 at night. Her uniform smelled like grease and cleaning products. Her feet hurt. Her hands were dry and cracked. She had cleaned hospital floors. Then she folded sheets at the laundry place. Then she washed dishes at the restaurant. 3 jobs. 18 hours. Every day. Still not enough money. She opened the door. She thought it would be dark, but she found Lily on the kitchen floor. Coins were all around her like stars. Baby. Emma stopped. What are you doing up? Counting. Counting what? Lily held up a handful of coins. $27.50. I made it today. Emma's heart stopped. Made it how? Lily told her everything. The lemonade stand, Mrs. Patterson, the truck driver, 6 hours in the sun. When she finished, Emma pulled her into her arms. She held on tight. Oh, baby, you didn't have to do this. Yes, I did, Mama. Marcus needs his surgery. Lily's voice was strong. You work so hard, Mama. I wanted to help. Emma closed her eyes. Tears ran down her face. Do you know how much the surgery costs? 110 million. And do you know how long it would take to... I don't care. Lily pulled back. Her eyes were like fire. I don't care if it takes forever. I'll stand out there every single day until we have enough. Emma looked at her daughter. 9 years old. Tired. Stubborn as could be. And for the first time in 8 months, Emma saw something she had almost forgotten. Fight. Okay, she whispered. Then we fight together. Marcus heard everything from his doorway. He wheeled himself back to bed. The chair made noise in the quiet house. He pulled himself onto his bed. He moved his useless legs. He stared at the ceiling. 8 months ago, he was a normal kid. He rode bikes. He played baseball. He raced his friends down Maple Street. Then the accident happened. He remembered the sound first. Then the crash of metal. He had been riding home from practice. He cut across the street without looking. The truck came out of nowhere. His father was driving behind him. Daniel Hartwell was 42 years old. He was an Army veteran. He was the strongest man Marcus ever knew. When Daniel saw the truck coming for his son, he did the only thing a father could do. He put his car between the truck and the bike. The crash killed him right away. Marcus lived. His back didn't. Now his 9-year-old sister was selling lemonade in the hot Texas sun, all because he hadn't looked before crossing, all because their father loved him enough to die. The guilt felt like a hand around his heart, squeezing every day, every night. He reached under his pillow. He pulled out the letter he started last week. I'm sorry, it said. This is all my fault. Maybe it would be easier for everyone if I just... He read it 3 times. Then he pushed it back under the pillow. Not tonight, but maybe soon. Day 2. 7. 0 inches the morning. Lily was back at her table. The heat was already bad. Her lips were cracked. Her skin was burning. By 9, she had made $3. By 10, $5 more. By 11, the dirt bikes showed up. 4 of them. All teenagers. Derek Lawson was in front. He was 16 years old. He wore his baseball cap backward. He had a mean smile. He saw the stand and smiled big. Hey, look at this. His friend rode around the table. Lily grabbed her jar. Lemonade is 50 cents. Derek took the sign. Help my brother walk again. He laughed. What? He's in a wheelchair? Give that back. Answer me. He was in an accident. He needs surgery. Give it back. Derek showed the sign to his friends. She's trying to save a kid in a wheelchair with lemonade." They all laughed. On the porch, Marcus held his wheels tight. "Leave her alone." Derek's head turned around fast. He saw Marcus, thin, pale, stuck in his chair. A bigger smile came on his face. "There he is." He put his hands around his mouth like a megaphone. "Hey, how does it feel having your baby sister beg for you?" "I'm not begging," Lily shouted. "I'm selling." "Same thing." Derek grabbed the jar from her hands. "No." Lily jumped for it. Derek held it up high. "Jump for it, beggar." "Jump." His friends laughed. Lily jumped again. And again. Tears filled her eyes. Marcus tried to wheel down the ramp. His arms were too weak. He could only watch. "Please," Lily begged. "That money is for my brother." Derek looked in the jar. $8, he laughed. "That's it?" He turned it upside down. Coins fell into the dirt. Lily dropped to her knees. She was grabbing them. Quarters, dimes, pennies. Her hands shook. Her tears fell. Derek threw the empty jar at her feet. "Have fun saving your brother, beggar." They rode away laughing. Lily didn't stop until she found every coin. Her knees were bleeding. Her face was wet. But when she stood up, her eyes weren't sad. They were hard. Marcus had finally made it down the ramp. "Lily, are you okay?" "I'm fine." "You're bleeding." "I'm fine." She wiped her face. She left a line of dirt on her cheek. $8.12. I found it all. "Lily." Marcus's voice cracked. "I'm sorry. This is all my fault." "Stop." "But it's true. Dad died because of me. You're out here because of me. Mom works herself to death because we love you." Lily shouted. "Daddy loved you, so he saved you. Mama loves you, so she works. I love you, so I'm selling stupid lemonade in stupid heat." She was crying now. "So don't you ever say it's your fault, Marcus Hartwell. Don't you ever." Marcus stared at her. She was tiny. She was fierce. She was covered in dirt and blood and tears. "I found your letter," Lily whispered. Marcus went cold. "What?" "Under your pillow. I read it last night." Her voice shook. "You said maybe it would be easier if you weren't here." "Lily, don't you ever think that again." She grabbed his hands. She held tight. "You hear me? I would sell lemonade until I was 100 years old for you. I would sell it until I died. So don't you ever think about leaving me." Marcus couldn't breathe. "Promise me." Lily's eyes burned into his. "Promise you won't leave." "I promise." The words came out broken. "I promise, Lily." She threw her arms around him. 2 kids against the world. 5 miles out of town, Rusty's bar. The parking lot was full of chrome and leather. 70 Harley-Davidson motorcycles. 70 men inside. Hell's Angels. At the middle table, Nathaniel Graves drank whiskey slowly. They called him Tombstone. He was 52 years old, built like a tank, grey beard, eyes that had seen 3 wars. He got the name in Afghanistan. He survived so many explosions his team said he was already dead. Just too stubborn to lie down. He came home with medals and nightmares, and a daughter named Sarah. Sarah made it all worth living. Then cancer came. She died at 7 years old. That was 15 years ago. Tombstone started the Guardian Angel program the day after her funeral. Their mission? Protect children who can't protect themselves. 200 kids saved since then. Pulled from bad homes. Protected at court hearings. Made sure bad people knew some kids had dangerous friends. Now he sat quietly. He was listening to the bartender talk. "Breaks your heart," the bartender said. "Little girl on Maple Street, can't be more than 9 years old. Selling lemonade for her brother's surgery. He's in a wheelchair. Car accident." Tombstone's hand got tighter on his glass. "And yesterday, Derek Lawson and his punk friends showed up. They dumped her money in the dirt. They called her brother names. They poured lemonade on her head. The table went quiet. The kid just kept picking up her coins, didn't quit. Tombstone put down his glass. Where? Maple Street. Blue house on the corner. Diesel. A huge man looked up. He was 6'5", arms like tree trunks. He was the vice president. Yeah, boss? Get Whisper. I want to know everything about this family. Names, history, all of it. We riding? Tombstone was quiet. Then he said, not yet. First we see what this town is made of. Day 3, the boys came back with water balloons. They threw them at her stand until the sign was soaked. The ink ran. It was unreadable. Day 4, someone knocked over her table while she was inside. Cups broke on the sidewalk. Day 5, Derek's mother wrote on Facebook, someone should call the health department on that little stand. No permit, no cleanliness, probably against the law. 42 people liked it. Day 6, Victoria Sterling showed up. White Mercedes car, blonde hair, rich-looking. She was married to the richest man in town. She stopped right in front of Lily's table. She rolled down her window. Little girl, what do you think you're doing? Lily stood straight. Selling lemonade. 50 cents. Victoria read the sign. She laughed. For your brother's surgery. How sad. She leaned out. Does your mother know you're begging? I'm not begging. I'm selling. Same thing, sweetheart. You're asking strangers for money because your family can't take care of itself. Her eyes looked at Lily. Old clothes, dirty knees, chipped pitcher. Some families just aren't meant to be saved. Lily's face got hot. That's not true. Oh, honey. Victoria's voice was sweet and mean at the same time. Look at you. Look at your house. Look at your brother in that wheelchair. She pointed at the porch. Your mother should be ashamed. Using her children to beg for scraps. My mother works 3 jobs. And yet, Victoria started rolling up her window. Here you are. She drove away. Lily stood alone. She was shaking. That night, Emma found her on the kitchen floor. She wasn't counting coins. She was crying. Baby. Emma got down on the floor. What happened? Lily told her. The bullies, the water balloons, the broken cups, the woman in the Mercedes. She said we were pathetic, Mama. She said you should be ashamed of me. Emma's face got tight. She knew Victoria Sterling. Everyone did. She complained if a leaf from someone else's tree landed in her yard. She got 2 families kicked out of their homes for making the neighborhood look bad. Listen to me. Emma held Lily's face. That woman knows nothing about us. Nothing about what it means to fight. To give up everything. To love so hard it hurts. Then why did she say those things? Because people like her are afraid of people like us. Lily looked confused. Afraid? She's not afraid of anything. Yes, she is. Emma's voice was calm. She's afraid that if you win, if a little girl with a lemonade stand can save her brother, then what's her excuse? What's her reason for never helping anyone? Lily was quiet. Don't let her get inside your head, Emma said. That's what she wants. She wants you to quit, to believe you're small. She kissed Lily's forehead. But you're not small, baby. You're the biggest person I know. From the hallway, Marcus listened. For the first time in months, he felt something other than guilt. Pride. Rusty's bar. Midnight. Whisper spread papers across the table. His real name was Jerome Dawson. Nobody called him that. He got the name Whisper because he could find out anything without making a sound. Emma Hartwell, 35 years old. Widow. Husband Daniel was in the army. Died 8 months ago protecting their son from a drunk driver. Tombstone looked at the photo. A tired woman in a restaurant uniform. The boy lived, but his back is damaged. Surgery could let him walk again. Costs $45,000. Another photo. 2 kids, a boy in a wheelchair, a girl with her arm around him. Mother works 3 jobs. Hospital cleaning at night, laundry place in the mornings, truck stop on weekends, drowning in bills. No family, no help, Just her and those kids. The ones causing trouble? Derek Lawson, 16 years old. Dad owns Lawson Auto, thinks his kid can do anything. Whisper stopped. And Victoria Sterling. Diesel leaned forward. Sterling? As in Richard Sterling? His wife. She's been writing online trying to shut the stand down. She filed a complaint with the city yesterday. Said there were health problems. Tombstone's jaw got tight. A complaint against a 9-year-old? Gets worse. Her son Bradley's been hanging with the Lawson kid. Word is they're planning something bigger. Silence. Tombstone looked at Lily's photo again. 9 years old. Covered in dirt. Standing next to her brother's wheelchair. She looked like Sarah. Ghost. A young man looked up. He was 28. Thin. Quiet. Eyes that had old pain in them. Michael Mallister. Everyone called him Ghost. He lost his little sister 5 years ago. She was bullied until she couldn't take it anymore. He never talked about it. But he would never let it happen again. Maple Street. Tomorrow, Tombstone said. Don't talk to her. Just watch. Let them know someone's paying attention. Ghost nodded. And if those kids come back, then they see what happens when you mess with someone under our protection. Day 7. A Harley showed up on Maple Street. Ghost parked across from Lily's stand. He didn't come close. He didn't speak. He just sat there, watching. Lily saw him right away. Tall, leather jacket, tattoos. She should have been scared. She wasn't. Mama said don't talk to strangers, she called out. Ghost's lip moved a little. Smart, Mama. Are you a bad guy? Depends who you ask. Lily thought about this. You want lemonade? Ghost got off his bike. He walked over. Up close, she could see his eyes. Not mean. Sad. Like Marcus when he thought no one was watching. How much? 50 cents. But you can pay more. It's for my brother. Ghost pulled out $100 bill. Lily's mouth dropped open. That's too much. It's enough. He put it in the jar. Pour me a cup. She poured with shaking hands. Ghost took a drink. He made a face. That's sweet. Too much sugar. Way too much. My brother says the same thing. Ghost drank it anyway. What's your name? Lily asked. People call me Ghost. Why? Because I show up when people need me, disappear when they don't. Lily tilted her head. Like an angel? Ghost stopped drinking. The question hit somewhere deep. Somewhere locked, something like that. Down the street, dirt bikes were getting closer. Ghost put down his cup. His body changed. From relaxed to ready. Derek came around the corner. He saw the stand. He smiled. Then he saw Ghost. The smile died. Ghost didn't move. Didn't speak. He just stood there. Arms crossed. Derek slowed down. Who's that? One of his friends whispered. Derek didn't answer. He had seen those patches before. Everyone in Texas knew what they meant. Ghost took off his sunglasses. He looked right at Derek. No words. None needed. Derek turned his bike. Let's go. What? I thought we were going to... I said let's go. They rode away without looking back. Ghost picked up his cup. He finished the too sweet lemonade. They won't bother you today. Lily stared at him. Will you come back tomorrow? Ghost walked to his bike. He swung one leg over. He started the engine. He looked at her one last time. Count on it. He rode away. Thunder echoed down Maple Street. Lily watched until he disappeared. Then she looked at the $100 bill in her jar. She didn't know who Ghost was. She didn't know about the 70 men who rode with him. But she knew one thing. Something had changed. That night, Marcus asked about the motorcycle. A biker came today, Lily said. Tall, scary looking. But he wasn't scary at all. What did he want? He bought lemonade. Gave me $100. Marcus stared. $100? From a biker? He said people call him Ghost. Because he shows up when people need him. Lily stopped. I asked if he was an angel. He didn't say no. Marcus wheeled to the window. He looked at the empty street. Something moved in his chest. Not hope, not yet, but the chance of hope. Lily. His voice was quiet. Yeah? Maybe we're not as alone as we thought. Rusty's bar. Late night. Ghost gave his report. The Lawson kid backed off as soon as he saw me. But he'll be back. His type always comes back. Tombstone nodded. The girl? Ghost went quiet. She asked if I was an angel. The room went still. What did you tell her? Nothing. Ghost's jaw got tight, but she reminded me of someone. Everyone knew who. No one said her name. Tombstone stood. He put a heavy hand on Ghost's shoulder. Tomorrow take 2 more with you. Let the town see we're watching. And when they come for her. Tombstone's eyes went cold. Then we teach this town what happens when you hurt a child's dream. Day 8. 3 Harleys on Maple Street. Ghost in the middle. 2 riders next to him. They bought lemonade. They left $300. They didn't say much, but their presence said everything. Neighbors watched from windows. Whispers spread. Who are they? Hell's angels. What do they want with that little girl? Nobody had answers. But nobody messed with Lily that day. Or the next day. Or the next. Day 11. Victoria Sterling had enough. She walked into the city planning office. She slammed her hand on the counter. I want that stand shut down today. The worker blinked. Ma'am, it's just a little girl selling. It's someone selling without a license in a home area. Health problem, safety problem. I want someone there this afternoon. Mrs. Sterling, I really don't think. Do you know who my husband is? The worker swallowed hard. An hour later, a city worker showed up on Maple Street. Lily was alone. Emma was at work. Marcus was on the porch. I'm sorry, sweetheart. The worker looked miserable. Someone filed a complaint. I need to see your seller permit. Lily looked confused. What's a seller permit? It's a paper that says you can sell things. I don't have one of those. The worker sighed. Then I'm sorry. I have to ask you to shut down. But this is for my brother's surgery. I know, and I'm sorry. But rules are rules. He pulled out a paper board. If you keep selling without a permit, there's a $500 fine. Lily's face went white. $500? I don't make the rules, sweetheart. Marcus wheeled to the edge of the porch. She's 9 years old. She's trying to help me walk again. The worker wouldn't look at him. I'm sorry. He turned to leave. You have until. He walked away. Lily stared at her table, her jar, her sign, everything she had built. Lily. Marcus's voice was tight. Lily, it's okay. We'll figure something out. Lily didn't answer. She picked up her jar. She walked inside. She closed the door. That night, Emma found the notice on the kitchen table. She read it 3 times. Then she put her head in her hands and cried. Mama. Emma looked up. Lily stood in the doorway. Small, scared. I'm sorry, Mama. I didn't know I needed a permit. I didn't know. Baby, no. Emma opened her arms. Lily ran into them. This isn't your fault. But now we owe $500. We don't owe anything. You didn't do anything wrong. Then why does everyone want me to stop? Emma held her tighter. She didn't have an answer. Day 12. Victoria Sterling wrote again online. Victory. The illegal lemonade stand on Maple Street has been reported and will be shut down. Let this be a lesson. Rules exist for a reason. We can't have just anyone setting up shop wherever they want. Standards matter. 107 people liked it. 32 comments. Most of them said she was right, but 3 were different. You shut down a little girl trying to save her brother? What's wrong with you? This is disgusting. She's 9 years old. How do you sleep at night? Victoria deleted them. Day 13. Lily set up her stand anyway. She didn't have a permit. She knew the fine was coming. She didn't care. Lily. Marcus watched from the porch. You're going to get in trouble. I don't care. Mum said to wait. She said she'd figure something out. She's been figuring things out for 8 months. Lily made her sign straight. I'm done waiting. She stood there all morning. Nobody came. Not because they didn't want to, because they were afraid. Word had spread. Victoria Sterling had won. Anyone who bought lemonade was risking her anger. In a small town, that meant something. Lily stood alone in the heat. She watched cars pass. She watched people look away. By noon, she had made $0. But she didn't move. At 2, the dirt bikes came back. Derek Lawson, his friends, and someone new. Bradley Sterling, 17 years old. Football player. Victoria's son. He was worse than Derek. Meaner, smarter, untouchable. They rode in circles around the stand. Heard you got shut down, Bradley said. He had his phone out. He was recording. I'm still here. Not for long. He smiled at the camera. This is what happens to beggars in America. They get put in their place. I'm not a beggar. You're whatever I say you are. He looked at Derek. Do it. Derek grabbed the table. He flipped it. The picture broke. Lemonade went everywhere. The sign got crushed. Lily dove for the jar. Bradley kicked it from her hands. Coins went everywhere. Pick them up. Bradley laughed. Go on. Crawl for your pennies. Lily didn't move. I said pick them up. No. Bradley's smile went away. What did you say? I said no. He stepped closer. He was much taller than her. You think you can say no to me? Do you know who my father is? I don't care who your father is. Bradley grabbed her arm. He squeezed. You should. Let go of me. Make me. From the porch, Marcus screamed, Leave her alone. He tried to wheel down the ramp. The chair tilted. He fell. He hit the ground hard. He couldn't get up. Marcus! Lily tried to run to him. Bradley held her back. Look at that. He pointed his phone at Marcus. He fell down. Can't even save his own sister. His friends laughed. Marcus lay in the dirt, helpless, embarrassed. Lily's eyes filled with tears. But she didn't beg, didn't break. She looked Bradley right in the eyes. You're going to be sorry for this. Bradley laughed. Sorry for what? Who's going to make me? Your brother in the wheelchair? Your broke mom? Your little jar of pennies? He pushed her to the ground. Learn your place, trash. He turned to leave. And then he heard it. They all heard it. Engines. Not one, not two. Many of them. The ground shook. Lily looked up. Down the street, a wall of chrome and steel. 70 motorcycles. 70 men. Hell's Angels. The group rode slowly. On purpose. The sound was deafening. Bradley's friends froze. What the hell? The bikes stopped. One by one, the riders got off. At the front, a man built like a mountain. Gray beard. Cold eyes. Tombstone. He walked toward the stand. Slow. Heavy. Bradley tried to look tough. Who the hell are you? Tombstone didn't answer. He walked past Bradley like he wasn't there. He stopped in front of Lily. He got down on one knee. You selling lemonade, little warrior? Lily's lip shook. I was. They broke everything. Tombstone looked at the broken pitcher. The coins everywhere. The crushed sign. Then he looked at Bradley. You do this? Bradley's voice cracked. She was breaking the law. No permit. I didn't ask about permits. Tombstone stood up, all 6 feet 4 inches of him. I asked if you did this. Bradley's friends were already backing away. We were just... It was a joke. A joke? Tombstone's voice was quiet, dangerous. You knocked down a 9-year-old girl, made her brother fall from his wheelchair, and you call it a joke? Look, old man. Old man? Tombstone stepped closer. I've killed men in 3 countries. Survived 4 bombs. Buried my daughter at 7 years old. His eyes were like ice. And you think I'm scared of a teenager with a rich daddy? Bradley's face went white. Tombstone turned to his men. Pick up every coin, every single one. 70 bikers moved. In 60 seconds, every coin was back in the jar. One of them, Ghost, helped Marcus back into his wheelchair. He brushed the dirt off his clothes. You okay, kid? Marcus nodded. He couldn't speak. Tombstone walked back to Lily. Got a new pitcher in the house? Get it. Lily ran. She came back with a fresh pitcher. Tombstone looked at his men. Line up. We're buying lemonade. 70 men formed a line, and the money started coming. $20 bills, $50 bills, $100 bills. The jar filled up and overflowed. They brought out bowls, buckets, whatever they could find. Still the money came. Bradley and his friends stood frozen, watching. Tombstone walked over to them. His voice was low. Just for them. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to say sorry. Right now. On camera. My father will. Your father isn't here. Tombstone leaned in. But 70 of us are. And we don't forget faces. We don't forget names. We don't forget boys who hurt little girls. Bradley's hand holding the phone shook. Say sorry now. Bradley turned to Lily. His face was gray. I'm sorry. Louder. I'm sorry. Now get out. They ran. Tombstone watched them go. Then he turned back to Lily. She stood there, surrounded by leather and chrome. Tears ran down her face. Why? She whispered. Why are you helping us? Tombstone got down on one knee again. His rough hand was gentle on her shoulder. Because I had a daughter once. She was brave like you. His voice cracked just a little. I couldn't save her, but I can save you. Lily threw her arms around him. Tombstone froze. Then, slowly, his arms came up, and the hardest man in Texas held a 9-year-old girl while 70 bikers stood guard. On the porch, Marcus watched through tears. Emma's car pulled up. She had gotten a call from a neighbor. She fell out of the car. She saw the motorcycles. She saw her children. She saw the money. What? What is happening? Ghost walked over. Mom. He handed her an envelope from the club. $15,000. More coming. Emma's legs gave out. She grabbed the porch rail. I don't understand. Your daughter's been fighting alone. Ghost's eyes were soft. She's not alone anymore. Emma looked at Lily, still holding Tombstone. She looked at Marcus, surrounded by bikers who treated him like family. She looked at the mountains of money in bowls and buckets. And for the first time in 8 months, Emma Hartwell let herself hope. That night, Maple Street was quiet. The bikers were gone, but you could still feel that they had been there. Lily sat on her bed. The jar was beside her pillow. She counted 3 times. $18,437 in one day. Marcus knocked on her door. Can't sleep either. Lily shook her head. He wheeled himself in. He stopped beside her bed. Lily. Yeah? Thank you. Lily looked confused. For what? For not giving up. His voice was thick. For making me promise not to leave. For fighting when I couldn't. Lily reached out. She took his hand. That's what family does. Marcus squeezed her fingers. Yeah. He smiled. A real smile. That's what family does. Somewhere in the night, Tombstone stood at his daughter's grave. Sarah Grace Graves. He placed one flower on the stone. Found someone who reminds me of you, he said quietly. She's got your fire, your heart, your stubborn side. Wind moved through the trees. I couldn't save you, baby girl, but maybe I can save her. He kissed his fingers. He pressed them to the stone. Sleep well, Sarah. Daddy's got work to do. He walked back to his bike. He started the engine. He rode into the darkness. On Maple Street, Lily slept with the jar beside her pillow. Iwam Baten Mayuan. And somewhere in the night, 70 engines hummed. Not a threat, a promise. The girl who wouldn't break had found her army. The news spread through Cedar Hollow like fire. By morning, everyone had heard. 70 bikers. Hell's Angels. They showed up on Maple Street to protect a little girl selling lemonade. Some people said it was beautiful. Others said it was scary. Victoria Sterling said it was war. She stood in her kitchen at 6, 0 inches the morning. Phone pressed to her ear, voice shaking with anger. I don't care what it takes, Richard. I want those criminals gone. I want that stand gone. I want that entire family gone. Her husband sighed on the other end. Victoria, it's a little girl. It's an embarrassment. Our son said sorry on camera. Do you know what that looks like? The Sterlings embarrassed by trailer trash and motorcycle thugs. Maybe Bradley shouldn't have. Don't you dare. Victoria's voice went ice cold. Don't you dare blame our son. He was trying to make her follow the law. That stand was illegal. He did nothing wrong. Richard was quiet for a long moment. What do you want me to do? Use your connections. The mayor owes you. The police chief owes you. Half the city council owes you. Victoria's nails dug into her hand. Make this go away. She hung up before he could answer. In her bedroom upstairs, Bradley sat on his bed. He stared at nothing. His hands still shook. He couldn't stop seeing Tombstone's eyes. The way 70 men had moved together, the way his friends had left him, the way a 9-year-old girl had looked at him without fear. You're going to be sorry for this, she had said. He already was, but he'd never say it out loud. Emma woke up to 17 missed calls. She grabbed her phone. Her heart was pounding. Something was wrong. Something had happened to the kids. The first message was from her boss at the hospital. Emma, I don't know how to say this. Someone complained. They said you were using work hours for personal business, that you weren't reliable. I tried to fight it, but I'm sorry. We have to let you go. Emma's blood went cold. Second message. The laundry place. We're going to have to make a change. Please don't come in today. Third message. The restaurant. Honey, I'm so sorry. Someone's been calling all morning, threatening to report us for health problems if we keep you on. My hands are tied. I'm sorry. 3 jobs. Gone. In one night. Emma sat on the edge of her bed, phone held in her shaking hands. She knew who did this. Everyone in Cedar Hollow knew who did this. But knowing and proving were different things. And the Sterlings had been destroying people long before Emma Hartwell moved to town. Lily found her mother crying in the kitchen. Mama? Emma wiped her face fast. Too fast. Morning, baby. Did you sleep okay? Mama, what's wrong? Nothing. Nothing's wrong. You're crying? Emma looked at her daughter. 9 years old, already caring too much. She couldn't lie to her. I lost my job, sweetheart. All of them. Lily's face went pale. All of them? All of them. But why? Emma pulled Lily onto her lap. She held her close. Because some people don't like it when others fight back. And yesterday we fought back. The bikers fought back. So now the Sterlings are trying to hurt us. That's not fair. No, baby, it's not. Lily was quiet. Thinking, Mama? Yeah? We have $18,000 now. From yesterday. Emma closed her eyes. That money is for Marcus's surgery. I know. But maybe, no. Emma's voice was strong. That money doesn't get touched. Not for rent. Not for food. Not for anything except getting your brother walking again. We'll figure the rest out. How? Emma didn't have an answer. Marcus heard everything from the hallway. He wheeled himself back to his room. He closed the door. 3 jobs. Gone. Because of him. Because Lily was trying to save him. Because he had been stupid enough to ride his bike without looking. He pulled out the letter from under his pillow. He read it again. Then he crushed it up. He threw it in the trash. Not because he felt better. Because destroying himself wouldn't help his family. And right now, they needed him to be strong, even if he didn't feel strong at all. At Rusty's bar, Tombstone got the news from Whisper. All 3 jobs cut this morning. Word is Richard Sterling made some calls. Tombstone's jaw got tight. They're going after the mother now. Going after the whole family, trying to squeeze them out. Diesel hit his fist on the table. We should pay Sterling a visit. Let him know what happens when... No. Tombstone's voice was calm, controlled. That's what they want. They want us to make a move they can use against us. Give them a reason to bring in the police. Call us criminals. Make us the bad guys. So we just let them destroy that family? I didn't say that. Tombstone stood. Whisper. Find out everything about Richard Sterling's business. Every deal, every partner, every skeleton. That could take time. Then start now. Tombstone grabbed his jacket. Ghost, you're with me. We're going to Maple Street. What's the plan? Tombstone headed for the door. We're going to let that little girl know she's not alone. And then we're going to show this town what real power looks like. Lily was sitting on the porch when the motorcycles showed up. 2 this time. Ghost and Tombstone. She didn't run to meet them. She just sat there. Knees pulled to her chest. Tombstone parked. He walked over slowly. Hey, little warrior. You okay? Lily shook her head. What happened? They fired my mom. Her voice was small. All 3 jobs. Because of yesterday. Tombstone got down on one knee. His rough face was gentle. That's not because of yesterday. That's because of people who think money makes them human. What's the difference? The difference is yesterday you won. You stood up to bullies and you won. What they're doing now, that's them being scared. Scared people do ugly things. Lily looked at him. Are you ever scared? Tombstone was quiet for a moment. Every day. You don't look scared. That's because I learned something a long time ago. He sat down beside her on the porch steps. Fear is not the enemy. Quitting is. You can be scared and still fight. You can be terrified and still win. The only way to really lose is to stop trying. Lily thought about this. My mom says the money is only for Marcus's surgery, but now we can't pay rent or buy food. How much is rent? I don't know. But Mom cries about it a lot. Tombstone nodded slowly. What if I told you that you don't have to worry about rent anymore? Lily looked confused. What do you mean? I mean the club's going to take care of it, not from Marcus's surgery money. From us, every month, until your mom gets back on her feet. Why would you do that? Because that's what family does. Lily stared at him. But we're not your family. Yeah. Tombstone's voice was rough. You are. Emma came out to find a biker sitting on her porch with her daughter. Her first feeling was fear. Her second was something else. Mrs. Hartwell. Tombstone stood. We need to talk. About what? About how we're going to help you. Emma's walls went up. I don't need charity. This isn't charity. Tombstone's voice was patient. This is war, and in war, soldiers take care of each other's families. I'm not a soldier. No. But your husband was. Emma Froze. Daniel Hartwell. Army Sergeant. 2 tours in Afghanistan. Purple Heart, Bronze Star. Tombstone's eyes were steady. He was one of us. Different uniform, same brotherhood. So his family is our family. That's not charity, ma'am, that's honor. Emma's eyes filled with tears. How did you know about Daniel? We know about everyone we protect. Tombstone pulled out an envelope. This is for rent. 3 months' worth. There's more where that came from. I can't take... Yes, you can. His voice was strong but kind. Your daughter's been fighting alone for too long, so have you. Let us help. Emma looked at the envelope. Then at Lily. Then at the man who looked like he could kill without thinking but spoke about her dead husband like he was a brother. She took the envelope. Thank you. Tombstone nodded. Now we need to talk about the Sterlings. They sat in the kitchen. Emma, Tombstone, Ghost, Lily, Marcus. They're going to keep coming. Tombstone said. People like the Sterlings don't stop. They don't know how. You embarrass them, and they'll burn down the whole town before they let that stand. What can we do? Emma asked. You don't have to do anything. We'll handle it. How? Tombstone looked at Ghost, then back at Emma. We're going to expose them. Expose them how? Richard Sterling didn't get rich by being honest. He got rich by stepping on people, taking shortcuts, bending rules, breaking laws. Tombstone leaned forward. My guy Whisper is looking right now. When he finds something, and he will, we go public. That could take weeks, months. It might. But in the meantime, we keep you safe. Keep the money coming for Marcus. Keep the pressure up. Emma was quiet for a long moment. Why are you doing this? Really? Tombstone's jaw got tight. Because 15 years ago, I watched my daughter die. 7 years old. Cancer. His voice was rough. I couldn't save her. No amount of money, no amount of prayers. So I made a promise. I would protect every child I could. He looked at Lily. Then at Marcus. Your kids aren't mine, I know that. But when I see them fight, when I see them refuse to break, I see her. I see Sarah. And I'm not going to let the world crush them the way it crushed me. Emma reached across the table. She took his hand. Thank you. Tombstone looked down at their hands. When he looked up, his eyes were wet. Don't thank me yet. We've got a long fight ahead. Victoria Sterling was not used to waiting. She had made 30 phone calls in 3 days. To the mayor, the police chief, the health department, the county leader. Everyone promised to help. Nothing happened. They're scared, Richard said at dinner that night. Those bikers have a reputation. Nobody wants to be the one to make them angry. Then we need to bring in someone who's not scared. Victoria stabbed at her salad. What about state police, FBI? For what? They bought lemonade. That's not a crime. They scared our son. Our son was trespassing and attacking a minor. Richard's voice was tired. I've seen the video, Victoria. Everyone's seen the video. Bradley dumped her money, knocked her down, made her brother fall out of his wheelchair. If anyone should be in trouble, it's them. Victoria's eyes went cold. Whose side are you on? I'm on the side of not destroying our lives over a lemonade stand. This isn't about the lemonade stand. This is about power, about respect, about making sure people know their place. Richard put down his fork. And where is their place, Victoria? In the dirt. Begging for scraps. Yes. Richard stared at his wife. For the first time in 23 years of marriage, he didn't recognize her. I think I need some air. He left the table, left the house, drove for an hour. He didn't know where he was going. When he stopped, he was parked outside a small blue house on Maple Street. He sat in his car, watching. A light was on in the kitchen. Through the window, he could see a woman, Emma Hartwell. She was sitting at a table with her children. They were laughing. They were laughing. After everything his wife had done to them, they were sitting around their kitchen table laughing. Richard Sterling sat in the dark for a long time. Then he drove home. But something had changed. Something he couldn't name. Day 3, after the bikers came, Lily set up her stand again. Not because she needed the money. Tombstone had taken care of that. But because she wouldn't hide. Ghost was there. 2 other riders with him. They bought lemonade. They talked to neighbors. They made their presence known. And slowly, people started coming back. Mrs. Patterson was first. I knew they couldn't keep you down, sweetheart. Then the truck driver from before. Saw what happened on the news, came back to see if you were okay. Then strangers. People from 2 towns over, 3 towns, 4. They had seen the video. Not the one Bradley posted that had been taken down. The other one. The one someone had filmed of 70 bikers lining up to buy lemonade from a 9-year-old girl. It had 2 million views. Is this the famous lemonade stand? A woman asked, tears in her eyes. I drove 3 hours to see it. Yes, ma'am. Lily poured her a cup. 50 cents. The woman gave her $100 bill. Keep it, honey. For your brother. By the end of the day, Lily had made $4,000, and the jar wasn't just holding money anymore. It was holding hope. Day 5. A news van pulled up. Local station. A reporter named Jennifer Walsh, young and hungry, looking for her big break. I want to do a story, she told Emma, about Lily, about what the town's been doing to her, about the bikers who showed up. Emma wasn't sure. I don't want my kids turned into a circus. It won't be like that, I promise. Jennifer's eyes were honest. People need to see this. They need to know that a little girl stood up to bullies and won. That's important. Emma looked at Lily. What do you think, baby? Lily thought about it. Will it help other kids like Marcus? Jennifer nodded. It might. Stories like yours can change things. Lily looked at her mother. Then let's do it. The interview aired that night. Jennifer didn't hide anything. She talked about the bullying, the destruction of the stand, Victoria Sterling's complaint, the 3 jobs Emma lost overnight. And she talked about the bikers. They showed up when no one else would, Lily said on camera. Everyone was scared, but they weren't scared. Were you afraid of them? Jennifer asked. Lily shook her head. They're not scary. They're angels, just different-looking ones. The clip went viral. 3 million views by midnight, 5 million by morning. Phone calls flooded the station. Donations flooded in. The story got picked up by national news, and Victoria Sterling watched it all, with murder in her eyes. This is a disaster. Victoria paced her living room. Everyone's talking about that little brat like she's some kind of hero. Meanwhile, our son looks like a monster. We look like monsters. Richard sat on the couch. He wouldn't look at her. Maybe because... Don't. Victoria's voice was ice. Don't you dare say what I think you're going to say. Richard stood up. I went there, Victoria. The other night. I parked outside their house and watched them through the window. You did what? They were laughing. After everything we did to them, they were sitting around their kitchen table laughing. Richard's voice broke. When was the last time we did that? When was the last time our family laughed together? Victoria's face twisted. What's your point? My point is, maybe they're not the problem. Maybe we are. Silence. Heavy. Dangerous. Get out, Victoria said. What? Get out of this house now. Richard stared at her. Victoria, I said get out. He grabbed his keys. He walked to the door. He stopped. I'm going to fix this, he said quietly, the right way. He left. Victoria stood alone in her perfect living room, with her perfect furniture and her perfect anger. She picked up her phone. She made one more call. The next morning, 2 police cars pulled up to Maple Street. Officer Davis stepped out. He had been on the force for 12 years. He didn't like the Sterlings. He didn't like this job. But orders were orders. Mrs. Hartwell. He walked up to Emma on the porch. I'm sorry, ma'am, we've gotten a complaint. What kind of complaint? Child endangerment. There's been a report that you've been using your children to ask for money in a dishonest way. Emma's face went white. That's crazy. I know, ma'am. But we're required to check it out. Social services will be here within the hour. Social services? It's procedure. I'm sorry. I really am. Emma grabbed the porch rail to keep from falling. They weren't just trying to shut down the stand anymore. They were trying to take her children. Lily saw the police cars from her bedroom window. She ran downstairs. Mama, what's happening? Go back upstairs, baby. But, Lily, please. Emma's voice cracked. Just go upstairs with Marcus. Lock the door. Don't come out until I say. Lily's eyes went wide. Are they going to arrest us? No, baby. No one's getting arrested. Emma pulled her close. But some people are trying to hurt us again. I need you to be brave. Can you do that? Lily nodded. Good girl. Now go. Lily ran upstairs. She grabbed Marcus. She told him everything. They can't take us, Marcus said. They can't. What do we do? Marcus thought for a moment. Then he grabbed his phone. Ghost gave me his number. He said to call if we ever needed help. Call him. Marcus dialed. Ghost answered on the second ring. Marcus. What's wrong? Police are here. They're talking about social services. Someone said Mom's putting us in danger. Silence. Then, stay inside. Don't talk to anyone. We're on our way. The line went dead. Marcus looked at Lily. They're coming. 20 minutes later, the thunder started. Emma was still on the porch, arguing with social services when she heard it. A low rumble. Building. Growing. Officer Davis heard it too. His hand moved to his radio. What the hell is that? The answer came over the hill. Motorcycles. Not 70 this time. More. Emma counted them as they rolled down Maple Street. Bikers from every chapter in Texas, maybe beyond. Word had spread. The little girl with the lemonade stand was in trouble, and the Brotherhood had answered. They filled the street. They filled the yards. They surrounded the house in a wall of leather and chrome. Tombstone got off his bike. He walked to the porch. Mrs. Hartwell. You okay? Emma couldn't speak. She just shook her head. Tombstone turned to Officer Davis. What's going on here? Davis swallowed hard. Sir, this is a police matter. I'm going to have to ask you to... I asked what's going on. There's been a complaint. Reports of child endangerment. From who? Davis hesitated. I'm not allowed to say. Victoria Sterling. Tombstone's voice was flat. It was Victoria Sterling. I can't confirm. You don't have to. Tombstone stepped closer. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to get back in your car. You're going to drive back to the station. And you're going to tell whoever sent you that this family is under our protection. Sir, I have a legal responsibility. Your legal responsibility is to protect and serve. Tombstone's eyes were ice. So serve this. There is no child endangerment here. There's a mother working herself to death for her kids. There's a little girl fighting to save her brother. And there's a sick boy who needs surgery, not social services. Davis looked at the 150 bikers surrounding him. He looked at Emma with tears running down her face. He looked at the windows upstairs where two children watched with scared eyes. He made a decision. Let's go, he said to his partner. This was a mistake. The complaint was garbage, and we're not doing the Sterling's dirty work anymore. They got in their cars and drove away. Emma's legs gave out. Tombstone caught her before she hit the ground. Easy, easy, it's over. They tried to take my children. Her voice was ragged. They tried to... I know, but they didn't. They won't. How can you be sure? Tombstone helped her stand. Because from now on, there's always going to be someone here. Day and night. Watching. Protecting. He turned to the riders. These men came from all over Texas. Some from Louisiana, Oklahoma, New Mexico. They don't know your kids, but they know what's right. And they're not leaving until this is over. Emma looked at the sea of leather. Why? Why would strangers do this? A rider stepped forward. Older guy, gray hair, missing 2 fingers on his left hand. Because 40 years ago, I was Marcus. His voice was rough. Got hit by a drunk driver when I was 12. Spent 2 years in a wheelchair. My dad worked 3 jobs to pay for my surgery. Nobody helped us. Nobody. He swallowed hard. I walk today because my dad killed himself working. Heart attack at 45. I always swore if I ever had a chance to help a family like mine, I would. Another rider stepped up. A woman this time, full sleeve of tattoos, hard eyes, soft voice. I was Lily once. Set up a stand to raise money for my mum's cancer treatment. Got shut down by the city. My mum died 3 months later. She wiped her eyes. I couldn't save her, but I can help save Marcus. One by one, Riders shared their stories. Fathers who had lost children, mothers who had lost jobs, brothers who had lost hope. All of them broken by a world that didn't care. All of them choosing to care now. Emma listened until she couldn't anymore. Then she went upstairs. She unlocked the door. She held her children until the sun went down. That night, Whisper called Tombstone with news. Found something. Something big. Talk. Richard Sterling's company has been paying off city officials for years. Fixed bids, fake permits, breaking zoning rules. It's all written down. I've got emails, bank records, everything. Tombstone smiled. It wasn't a nice smile. How bad? Bad enough for federal charges? Bad enough to take down half the city council. Can we prove it? We can prove all of it. Then we go public tomorrow. You sure? This is going to blow up the whole town. Tombstone looked out at Maple Street, where 150 bikers stood guard over a sleeping family. Richard Sterling sat alone in a hotel room. His wife had kicked him out. His son wouldn't take his calls. His business partners were staying away from him. And somewhere deep down, he knew he deserved all of it. His phone rang. Unknown number, he answered. Mr. Sterling, this is Jennifer Walsh, Channel 7 News. We've received some papers about your company's dealings with the city. I'd like to give you a chance to comment before we air the story. Richard's blood went cold. What papers? Emails, bank records, evidence of bribery, fixed bids, fraud. It's detailed, Mr. Sterling, very detailed. Richard closed his eyes. When? Tomorrow night. The story airs at 6. Can we talk off the record? Silence. I'm at the Marriott downtown, room 412. I'll wait. He hung up. He sat in the dark. And finally, for the first time in 30 years, Richard Sterling asked himself who he really was. The next morning, Lily woke up to find 15 motorcycles parked in her yard. She went downstairs. She found Tombstone at the kitchen table with her mother. They were drinking coffee. Morning, little warrior. Morning. She rubbed her eyes. Are all those people staying? As long as they need to. Lily poured herself some juice. What happens now? Now we wait. For what? Tombstone and Emma looked at each other. For the truth to come out. Lily didn't understand, but she trusted him. Okay. She grabbed her jar from the counter. Can I set up my stand again? Tombstone smiled. Kid, you can do whatever you want. You've got an army behind you. Lily headed for the door. Then she stopped. Mr. Tombstone? Yeah? My dad would have liked you. Tombstone's throat got tight. I would have liked him too. Lily smiled and walked outside to set up her stand. At 6 p.m., the story aired. Jennifer Walsh told it with exact detail. Every bribe, every lie, every dollar. Richard Sterling's face was everywhere. Victoria Sterling's face was everywhere. Bradley Sterling's face was everywhere. And by 7 p.m., the FBI had announced they were investigating. By 8, 3 council members had quit. By 9, the Sterling family empire was falling apart. By 10, Victoria Sterling stood alone in her perfect living room. She watched her perfect life burn. Her phone was ringing. She didn't answer. Downstairs, she heard her husband come in. She heard him walk to his office. She heard the door close. She didn't go to him. She stared at the TV screen. A 9-year-old girl smiled and waved at cameras. And Victoria Sterling felt something she had never felt before. Fear. Real fear. Not of bikers. Not of investigations. But of a little girl who wouldn't break. On Maple Street, Lily watched the news with her family. She didn't understand all of it. But she understood enough. The bad people are in trouble, she said. Yes, baby. Emma hugged her close. The bad people are in trouble. Because of us? Because of you. Emma kissed her forehead. You started this. You stood up when everyone told you to sit down. And look what happened. Lily looked at the TV. At the bikers outside. at her brother smiling for the first time in months. I just wanted Marcus to walk again. I know. Emma's voice broke. And he will. Because of you, he will. Marcus wheeled himself over. He took his sister's hand. Lily? Yeah? I love you. I love you too. And when I can walk again, the first thing I'm going to do is help you make lemonade. Real lemonade. Not that sugar water you've been selling. Lily laughed. The first real laugh in weeks. Deal. Outside, Tombstone watched the celebration through the window. Ghost walked up beside him. You did good, boss. We did good. All of us. What happens now? Tombstone was quiet for a long moment. Now we finish it. Sterling's empire is falling. But Victoria won't stop. Not yet. She's got too much pride. You think she'll try something? I know she will. Tombstone's eyes went hard. And when she does, we'll be ready. He looked up at the night sky. Sarah, he whispered. I hope you're watching, baby. Your old man's finally doing something right. The wind moved the trees. And somewhere in the darkness, the sound of Harleys kept watch over a family that would never be alone again. Victoria Sterling didn't sleep that night. She sat in her dark living room, phone in hand, watching her life fall apart, one notification at a time. The FBI investigation, the resignations, the news vans parked outside her gate, and everywhere, that little girl's face, smiling, waving, winning. At 3:00 inches the morning, Victoria made a decision. If she was going down, she was taking everyone with her. She scrolled through her contacts. She found a name she hadn't called in 15 years. A man who solved problems that couldn't be solved legally. She pressed dial. It's been a long time, Victoria. I need your help. Must be serious. You swore you'd never call again. It is. There's a family on Maple Street. The Hartwells. I need them gone. Silence on the other end. Gone? How? Victoria's voice was ice. I don't care how. Just make them disappear from this town tonight. There are bikers protecting them. Hell's Angels. I know. That's going to cost extra. Money isn't a problem. More silence. Then, give me 2 hours. Victoria hung up. She walked to the window. She stared out at the darkness. By morning, the Hartwells would be nothing but a memory, and Victoria Sterling would have her revenge. Tombstone's phone buzzed at 3:47 a.m. He grabbed it. Whisper's number. Talk. We've got a problem. Victoria Sterling just made a call. Burner phone, but I've got contacts at the phone company. The number she called belongs to a guy named Marcus Webb. Tombstone's blood went cold. Webb? You sure? Positive. You know him? Know him? Tombstone's jaw got tight. He's a fixer. Worked for the cartels back in the day. Does dirty work for rich people who want to keep their hands clean. What kind of dirty work? The kind that ends with people in shallow graves. Silence. Boss, if Webb's involved. Get everyone up now. Every rider we have. I want them on Maple Street in 20 minutes. What about the family? Tombstone was already pulling on his boots. I'm going to warn them myself. Emma woke to pounding on her door. She grabbed the baseball bat she kept under her bed. She crept downstairs. The clock read 4:15 a.m. Who's there? It's Tombstone. Open up now. She unlocked the door. Tombstone pushed inside. Ghost was right behind him. What's happening? Victoria Sterling hired someone, a professional. He's coming tonight. Emma's face went white. Coming to do what? I don't know exactly. But nothing good. Tombstone grabbed her shoulders. You need to wake the kids. Pack a bag. You're leaving. Leaving where? Somewhere safe. We've got a place outside of town. No one knows about it. I'm not running. Emma's voice got hard. I've been running my whole life. From bills, from problems, from everything. I'm done running. Emma, this isn't about pride. This is about keeping your children alive. Then we fight together." Tombstone stared at her. He saw the steel in her eyes. "You remind me of someone." "Who?" "My wife. Before she left me, a ghost of a smile. She was stubborn as hell too. Did she survive?" "She's still alive, if that's what you mean. But our marriage didn't survive me choosing the club over her." Tombstone's voice was heavy. "I'm not going to let you make my mistakes. Your kids need you alive." Emma looked toward the stairs. She thought of Lily, Marcus, everything they'd been through. "Fine, but I'm not going far. And the second it's safe, I'm coming back." "Deal." Lily woke up confused. Her mother was shoving clothes into a bag, moving fast, not explaining. "Mama, what's going on?" "We're going somewhere safe, baby. Just for a little while." "Why? Did something happen?" Emma stopped. She got down on one knee. She took Lily's hands. "Remember what I said about the Sterlings? About how scared people do ugly things?" Lily nodded. "Well, they're about to do something really ugly, and I need to make sure you and Marcus are safe." "Are the bikers coming with us?" "Some of them. The rest are going to—" She stopped. "They're going to handle things." Lily's eyes went wide. "Is there going to be a fight?" Emma hesitated. "I hope not, baby. I really hope not." Marcus was already awake when they came to his room. "I heard everything," he said through the vent. "Then you know we have to go." Marcus shook his head. "I'm not leaving." "Marcus." "No, Mum. Listen to me." His voice was stronger than Emma had heard in months. "This whole thing started because of me, because I needed surgery, because Lily was trying to save me. If anyone should face what's coming, it's me. You're 11 years old. I'm the reason we're in this mess." "No." Lily stepped forward. "You're not. Victoria Sterling is the reason. Derek Lawson is the reason. Mean people are the reason, not you." "Lily, I didn't sell lemonade because you're a burden. I sold it because you're my brother. And I'd do it again 1,000,000 times." Her eyes filled with tears. "So don't you dare say this is your fault. Don't you ever." Marcus stared at his sister. Then he started crying. Not the quiet, shameful tears he'd been hiding for months. Real crying. The kind that shakes your whole body. Lily climbed onto his bed. She held him. "It's okay," she whispered. "We're going to be okay." Emma watched her children, both broken, both healing, and she felt her heart crack and mend at the same time. By 5:00 the morning, the family was in a van heading out of town. Ghost drove. 2 other riders followed on their bikes. Emma sat in back with the kids. Marcus had finally stopped crying. Lily had fallen asleep against his shoulder. "How far?" Emma asked. "About 30 miles. Old farmhouse. Been empty for years, but we keep it maintained. Safe house." "How long do we have to stay?" "Until this is over." "And how long will that be?" Ghost was quiet for a moment. "I don't know. Depends on what Webb does. And what Tombstone does about it." "What will Tombstone do?" Ghost's hands got tighter on the wheel. "Whatever it takes." Back on Maple Street, Tombstone had 50 riders positioned around the block. They weren't just bikers anymore. They were soldiers. "Webb usually works with a crew of 4 or 5, Tombstone told Diesel. "He likes to hit fast and quiet. No witnesses." "What's our plan?" "We wait. Let them come to us. The house is empty, they'll figure that out quick. When they try to leave, we block them in. And then?" Tombstone's eyes were cold. "We have a conversation. What if they're not interested in talking? Then we make them interested." Marcus Webb arrived at Maple Street at 5:30. He was 52 years old, thin, grey hair, the kind of face that disappeared in a crowd. That was his gift. Nobody remembered him. He had brought 4 men, all professionals, all armed. "That's a lot of motorcycles," one of his men said. "I know. You sure about this?" Webb pulled out a cigarette. He lit it. He took a long drag. Victoria Sterling is paying me $200,000. For that money, I'd walk through an army. Those aren't just any bikers, boss. Those are Hell's Angels. I'm aware. They've killed people. Lots of people. Webb smiled. It didn't reach his eyes. So have I. They moved toward the house in the darkness, silent, professional, weapons ready. The front door was unlocked. Webb found that interesting. He pushed it open. He stepped inside. Empty. They're gone, one of his men whispered. Obviously. Webb walked through the kitchen. He saw the half-packed bags, the signs of a rushed departure. Someone warned them. What do? We leave. Come back another. The sound of engines cut him off. Webb ran to the window. Motorcycles were closing in from every direction. Headlights blazing. A wall of chrome and steel. We're surrounded. Webb's jaw got tight. He had been in bad situations before. This was worse than most. Back door. Move. They ran. The back door led to a small yard. A fence. Beyond the fence, an alley. Freedom. Webb was halfway across the yard when a figure stepped out of the shadows. Tombstone. Going somewhere? Webb stopped. His men spread out behind him. We don't have a problem, Webb said. We were just leaving. You came to hurt a family. Women and children. That's a problem. I was hired to deliver a message. That's all. What kind of message needs 4 armed men at 5:0 the morning? Webb didn't answer. Tombstone stepped closer. Here's the thing, Webb. I know who you are. I know what you do. And normally, I'd say, that's none of my business. People like you clean up messes for people like Sterling. That's the way the world works. So let us walk. I can't do that. Tombstone's voice got hard. Because those people you came to threaten? That's my family. And nobody threatens my family. Webb's hand moved toward his weapon. 50 riders came out of the darkness. They surrounded them completely. I wouldn't, Tombstone said. Webb looked at the bikers. He counted the odds. He made a calculation. What do you want? I want you to deliver a message. A real one. To Victoria Sterling. What message? Tombstone stepped so close Webb could smell the leather. Tell her it's over. Tell her if she sends anyone else, anyone at all, they won't leave this town alive. Tell her if she tries to hurt these children again, I will personally burn her world to the ground. And tell her, Tombstone's voice dropped to a whisper, tell her I know about San Antonio. Webb's face changed, just a little. But Tombstone caught it. Yeah, I know. 1987. That business with her first husband, the one who disappeared. You think that secret is buried. But secrets have a way of rising up. Webb swallowed. She won't like this. I don't care what she likes. I care about what she does. Tombstone stepped back. Now get out of my town, and don't come back. Webb and his men left without another word. Victoria Sterling got the call at 6:15. It's done? No. Webb's voice was flat. It's not done. And it's never going to be done. What are you talking about? I'm talking about 50 bikers surrounding my crew. I'm talking about a man who knows things about you that should have stayed buried. Victoria's blood went cold. What things? San Antonio. 1987. Silence. That's impossible. No one knows about that. Someone does. And he's going to use it if you don't stop. Victoria's hand shook. The phone almost slipped. What do I do? You stop. You leave that family alone. You forget they exist. I can't just... Yes, you can. And you will. Because the other option is prison. Or worse. Webb stopped. I'm returning your money. This job is done. Don't call me again. The line went dead. Victoria sat in the darkness, her perfect world crumbling around her. San Antonio. She hadn't thought about that night in many years. The night her first husband had threatened to tell everyone about her affair. The night she had made a phone call. The night he had vanished. She had been so careful, covered every track, paid every price, and still, somehow, it had found her. Richard Sterling came home at 7, 0 inches the morning. He found his wife sitting in the dark, staring at nothing. Victoria. No response. He turned on the light. He saw her face, pale, hollow, haunted. What happened? It's over. Her voice was barely a whisper. Everything. It's all over. What are you talking about? San Antonio. He knows about San Antonio. Richard looked confused. What about San Antonio? Victoria finally looked at him. And in that moment, Richard saw something he had never seen before. Fear. Pure, absolute fear. My first husband. Thomas. You remember him? You said he left, went to Mexico, never came back. He didn't leave. Victoria's voice cracked. I made him disappear. Richard felt the room tilt. You? What? He was going to ruin me. Tell everyone everything. So I called someone, and Thomas went away. She laughed. A horrible, broken sound. 23 years. I've been carrying this for 23 years, and now some biker knows. Richard backed away from his wife. Victoria, are you telling me you dot? I did what I had to do. She was screaming now. I did what anyone would do. He was going to destroy me. Richard stared at the woman he had married, the woman he had built an empire with, the woman he thought he knew. He didn't know her at all. I'm going to the police, he said. What? The FBI is already investigating our company. If I cooperate, if I tell them everything, maybe I can save something. Maybe Bradley won't have to spend his life in prison because of us. You would betray me. You betrayed yourself. Richard's voice was quiet. You betrayed all of us. The moment you decided that little girl was your enemy, you lost. I was just too blind to see it. He walked toward the door. Where are you going? To do the right thing? For the first time in my life. Victoria watched him leave. Then she screamed. Emma got the call from Tombstone at 8. 0 inches the morning. It's over. What do you mean? Webb's gone. Victoria's backing down. And Richard Sterling just walked into the FBI office with a box full of papers. Emma's legs went weak. He turned himself in. He turned everyone in. His wife, his business partners, half the city council. It's going to be the biggest case this state has seen in years. And Victoria? She's not going to be a problem anymore. Ever. Emma closed her eyes. Tears ran down her face. Can we come home? You can come home. The drive back to Maple Street was quiet. Lily was awake now. She watched the Texas land roll past. Is it really over? She asked. It's really over. Emma reached back. She squeezed her hand. We're safe. What happens to the mean lady? She's going to face consequences for everything she did. Lily was quiet for a moment. Good. Marcus laughed. It surprised everyone, including himself. What's so funny? Lily demanded. Nothing. It's just... He shook his head. I never thought I'd hear you say something like that. Like what? Something hard. Something grown up. Lily shrugged. I grew up a lot this week. Emma's throat got tight. She had. They all had. Maple Street looked different in the morning light. The motorcycles were still there, but the tension was gone. Bikers sat on porches. They drank coffee. They laughed like old friends. When the van pulled up, Tombstone was waiting. Lily jumped out first. She ran straight to him. Is it true? Is it really over? Tombstone got down on one knee. It's really over, little warrior. We won. You won. He smiled. A rare, real smile. You started this fight, and you won it. Lily threw her arms around him. Tombstone held on tight. Over her shoulder, he saw Emma helping Marcus out of the van. The boy was smiling too. Actually smiling. Tombstone. Lily's voice was muffled against his leather. Yeah? Thank you. For everything. You don't have to thank me. Yes, I do. She pulled back. She looked him in the eyes. You saved us when nobody else would. You saved us. Tombstone's eyes got wet. You saved yourself, kid. I just showed up. That afternoon, Jennifer Walsh came back with her camera crew. But this time, the story was different. Victoria Sterling has been arrested on suspicion of fraud, bribery, and conspiracy. Federal prosecutors are also investigating her connection to a 1,987 disappearance in San Antonio. Her husband, Richard Sterling, has agreed to cooperate fully with authorities. Emma watched the broadcast with her children. Is she going to jail? Marcus asked. Probably, Emma said. For a long time. What about Bradley? Emma hesitated. I don't know. I hope he's okay. Lily's voice was quiet. I mean, I don't like him. But he's still just a kid. Like us. Emma pulled her daughter close. You have a good heart, baby. Is that bad? No. It's the best thing about you. Bradley Sterling was in his room when the police came. He heard the doorbell. He heard his mother screaming. He heard the words under arrest. He didn't move. He couldn't move. His whole life, he had been told he was special. Better. Above everyone else. And now his mother was being led away in handcuffs. His father was working with the FBI. His family name was Poison. And all because he had dumped a little girl's lemonade money in the dirt. Bradley picked up his phone. He scrolled to the video he had taken of Lily, the one he had planned to post to embarrass her. He deleted it. Then he deleted everything else. Every cruel post, every mocking comment, every piece of evidence that he had ever been the person he was last week. It didn't change anything, but it felt like a start. 3 days later, the money was counted. Emma, Lily, Marcus, and Tombstone sat around the kitchen table. They stared at the final number. Liu Wan Tsiten Subaisha Meiyuan. That's... Emma couldn't finish the sentence. That's more than enough, Tombstone said. $45,000 for surgery. The rest goes to recovery, physical therapy, whatever Marcus needs. Marcus stared at the number. His hands shook. I'm going to walk again. Yeah, kid. Tombstone's voice was rough. You are. Lily grabbed her brother's hand. Told you. Told me what? That I'd sell lemonade until you could walk. And I did. Marcus laughed. He cried. Both at the same time. You're crazy. You know that? I know. Lily smiled. But I'm your crazy. Emma called the hospital that afternoon. I'd like to schedule a surgery for my son. Marcus Hartwell. Of course, Mrs. Hartwell. Let me check our availability. A pause. The sound of typing. We have an opening in 2 weeks. Does that work? Emma's voice broke. That works. That works perfectly. She hung up. She stood in the kitchen. She let herself cry. 2 weeks. After 8 months of struggling. 2 weeks until her son might walk again. It didn't feel real. That night, Tombstone gathered the riders for one last meeting on Maple Street. The job's done, he said. The family's safe. Sterling's going down, and Marcus is getting his surgery. The men cheered, engines revved in celebration. But I want you all to know something. Tombstone's voice got serious. This isn't just about one family. This is about what we stand for. What the Guardian Angel program means. He looked at Ghost, Diesel, Whisper, all of them. 15 years ago, I lost my daughter. Sarah was 7 years old when she died, and I swore on her grave that I would protect children who couldn't protect themselves, that I would be the father they needed, even if I couldn't be the father she deserved. His voice cracked. This week, we kept that promise. We stood up for a little girl when nobody else would. We showed this town, this state, that there are still people who fight for what's right. He raised his fist. That's who we are. That's what we do. And that's why we ride. 70 fists raised back. For Sarah, Someone shouted, "For Sarah!" The others echoed, and in the darkness, Tombstone felt something he hadn't felt in 15 years. Peace.